How to handle objections. I'm not interested. It's not suitable for me. It's too expensive. Hello, my name is Serhi Heros, and in this video, I will give you unconventional answers to the question of what to do if a customer doesn't understand the value and says they are not interested. First, it is necessary to distinguish whether this objection is due to an unsuccessful presentation or a failure to convey the value, or is it that the customer genuinely doesn't need it. Sometimes the first is confused with the second, leading to incorrect conclusions and saying, "This is not my client." In one company, the following script helped increase upsells by 30%. So the first thing to do is to use this technique. Imagine that you are the customer and I am speaking to you. So, you mean that this is not interesting to you right now and you will consider it later, correct? And you can say, yes. That is, you will consider it later, and I will already have a small yes. If the customer says, I'm not interested, then as a second step, I will ask you, imagine yourself as the customer again, and I will tell you, I understand that the issue might be that the quality is not suitable, or you already have a supplier, or perhaps it is too expensive for you. And here you choose whether the issue is the price, the supplier, the quality, or the product composition. If the customer chooses from these three reasons, then we further explore these reasons. Or if the customer says that it is not relevant to us, we re-explain what not relevant means. We say, so, do you mean that you actually plan to buy this in 3 months or in 6 months? Or is the issue with the budget? Is it difficult to fit into the financial plan? So, you mention possible reasons that might prevent the customer from buying. When you provide options and the customer chooses, it becomes easier for them to answer your question. And in the meantime, you understand what the exact problem is, making it easier to resolve. So, if I want to better understand the customer, one option is to list the possible reasons for refusal and ask which one it is. If the customer responds to the last technique by saying, well, I'll consider it in 3 months, then, as a manager, I will continue and say, so I verify the customer's words. I repeat and say, so if I call you back in 3 months, you will then tell me whether it suits you or not, right? And the customer says yes. Next, I will continue. Please tell me, how suitable is this solution that I showed you? On a scale from 0 to 10. Is it simple? And how well does it suit you? Really? So that I don't waste my time and yours? And the client might say, for example, 5 to 10, or the client might just be uncertain. And when you feel that the client is uncomfortable at this step, you can say this. You know, there are 2 options. We can either reconfigure the product, create something new, and show what we have. Or you can clearly say that you don't need any of our actions. Please tell me, which one is it? And even if the customer wanted to refuse, but you gave them the opportunity to refuse, you mentioned option B, that under no circumstances would they buy from us. Whatever we do, the mere fact of having this option provides the freedom of choice. Because it will be difficult for the customer to agree and say, no matter what you do, I won't buy from you. Therefore, most likely, the customer will say what needs to be done for them to become our client or agree to the next step. But if even this doesn't work, then I don't know. Maybe this really isn't your customer. Before drawing a conclusion about whether this is your client or not, or whether they are a target client or not, you need to clearly identify what the issue is. Because any postponement, any "I'll think about it," is an excuse. You need to know what exactly it is. Because if you, as a manager, ask the salesperson, what is the specific problem with this customer? Why didn't you sell? And the manager says, well, I don't know. This means that the manager has not implemented these or other techniques. And if he says that he has implemented it, then you should listen to the calls together and determine whether he has indeed implemented these techniques. Or if you don't have time to do this, then keep losing customers. It's not a problem. Then new managers will come, they will take your manager as an example, and later, when you want to increase the conversion to payment, for instance, if you analyze the bottlenecks of your business, it will be difficult to fix this situation because many have become accustomed to using the techniques incorrectly. If you want to hear how this can work with your clients, in your sales department, write to me on social media. Contact details are in the description. below the video.